Welcome to Uji, Japan. Uji is known for its matcha tea, and you'll smell tea and desserts on every corner. The city is a serene oasis full of history and quintessential Japanese sights. Join us as we explore the matcha capital of Japan. Starting our trip off, we subway into town from central Kyoto. Our destination is Uji Station, and only a short 2 blocks away, our first stop. This is one of Uji's most famous and viral tea houses. It was around noon and we joined the wait list, but unfortunately did not make the cut before they closed. However, they do have a really cool gift shop and we took a peek inside. One cool thing is that you get to taste different teas if you'd like, and we ended up buying some matcha and hojicha leaves. Stop number 2 was a short walk away as well, Jinjiro. This might have been my favorite stop, as the shop had been in this family for generations. The owner was super passionate and friendly. After giving us a walkthrough of some of the teas that he had, he brewed us a couple to taste, and you guessed it, we bought a couple. I got a tencha tea, which is from the same leaves as matcha, but retains the stems and is not finely ground. This had an earthy and mellow taste. Apart from the tea being amazing quality, the interior of this place was also pretty unique, with a vibe kind of like functional workshop meets traditional family home. Next stop, we crossed the river and had to take a bite of some of these viral snacks that we had heard about. So we're trying some matcha gyozas right here. No idea what to expect. Really good. The matcha flavor is like subtle. I'm not sure if I taste it right off the bat. It's there a little bit, but it just tastes like a mostly normal, really good gyoza. And now for the matcha takoyaki, which is normally one of my favorite snacks, but we'll see how this changes things. Again, it's really good. And the matcha is like kind of subtle, but I think it adds, and it's really good. A little bit different, but good. With its pedestrian streets and relatively small-ish size, Uji is the perfect city to wander by foot. After our snack, we ended up seeing a lot of cool shops and riverside views. Enjoy these sights and sounds of Uji and some photos we took along the way before we introduce our next stop in the city. We had a matcha-making class that we registered for this afternoon, but there was still about an hour of free time before. Perfect for a quick stop at one of Uji's most famous temples. So this is the Byodoin Temple, and it's absolutely fantastic. So it was built in, I think, the year 1052. I'm not sure if it's been reconstructed, but it's an old temple with a lot of history, and there's even a museum that you can check out. So after doing a little bit of research, I can confirm that the temple was rebuilt in the early 1900s after the second major fire to damage the complex. This also damaged the Phoenix Hall, this large red central building. The temple was founded by the Fujiwara clan, and it was the site of a couple large samurai battles. It's also home to some priceless treasures, including Buddhist statues from the 11th century. This temple is a real symbol of Uji and of Japan. It can be found on the 10 yen coin. The matcha-making class we signed up for was run by the Uji Tourism Board and as such was not that pricey, but space is limited. We started with our leaves portioned out and our tools at the ready. First step, using the millstone to grind the matcha leaves into a fine powder. There's a specific speed which you need to turn at so that the grinding is done to the appropriate fineness. If you're wondering, yes, a machine can do this, but it's kind of fun to try it ourselves as well. After whisking until it's full of small bubbles, we sampled the drink and it was great. The star of the show might also have been the homemade yokan dessert, sweet red bean flavored with an awesome texture. After dessert, on our way out, we checked out quickly the matcha museum and the shop at the bottom, which was full of great teas and souvenirs. Finishing our day, we headed to one last dessert at Tsuen Tea, the oldest tea house in Japan, and we reflected on our trip to Uji. For me, this was one of the highlights of our whole Japan trip. It's more than just tea here. With scenic riverside walks, centuries of preserved history, and a lot of sights in a compact area, the matcha capital of Japan is somewhere that left a real impression on us and is a place we'll not soon forget.